Good evening and welcome to Birds of Essex, April 2024. Unbelievable. Wow.
Unbelievable. Now I've got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good start. Go on then.
yeah, and nothing like starting on a good footing. Um, you advertised this and said spring has sprung.
Mm.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's blooming freezing.
Well, you know what? I turned the heating off about a week ago. We turned the heating off for one night and we turned it back on again the next morning. It's just been a nightmare. It's the middle of April.
Yep.
It's meant to be kind of sunny and getting a bit warmer, and it just isn't, which is
Uh,
a real pain. But there you go. Not to
I'd
worry.
normally be sitting here with a cold beer, but I've got a cup of tea because it's so cold.
Well, at
So
least you
yeah,
don't have the fridge on to chill your beer. You can just leave it in the room or leave it outside, can't you?
exactly. Anyway, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm very smartly dressed. Well, I'm saying that myself. I was waiting for you to compliment me, to be fair, but you
In fact,
you
you are
you
very
failed to
smart.
do that. But for anyone that didn't see me at the conference, which we're going to talk about later, this is the shirt I wore, and it's covered in pictures of birds, and they're actually quite fun. So there you go. I thought I'd wear it again because, to be fair, the conference tonight, and that's probably it. It'll just go on Vinted or something after tonight, I expect. But there you go.
You think someone else might buy that then?
My mum will probably buy it for me for my birthday. I'll get it back again.
Get re-gifted. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Oh, excellent. Oh,
Oh,
well,
right. Okay. How have you been?
yeah, not bad, thanks, mate. Yeah, not bad.
Good.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, it's been, don't know where the time's gone again. We didn't do a show last month, but we're back with it for April. Loads of people watching tonight. So good evening to everyone that's watching.
Yep. Hello, everybody. As always, if you want to ask any questions or do anything at all in terms of sharing stuff, we just pop that on the screen. So a lot of you are already saying hi in the chat. Hello. Log into the chat just via a via a Gmail account, and then you can join in with the banter if you wish to. And if you have any pictures, videos, or anything to say, and you want to do it by email, you can email us on ebwstalks@gmail.com. We will try to pick up all of the emails, fingers crossed. But if we do miss anything while we're talking, I do apologise in advance. We'll come to that in a second because we've got some apologies, haven't we?
We always have apologies.
Yeah, always.
It wouldn't be a Birds of Essex without apologies. So
Exactly. In fact, should we do some apologies now?
yeah, go for it, mate. Go for it.
Okay. So we did miss some pictures last month in February, in fact, because we didn't do one last month. So let me just enlarge that. Hopefully it should be full screen now.
Yeah,
So
lovely.
this is a picture of a turnstone from Adrian Watts. These were sent in while we were talking in February, which is why they were missed. So apologies again. But a lovely picture of a turnstone taken at Mistley by Adrian. A red-breasted merganser, also taken at Mistley by Adrian. And then what have we got here? We've got a couple of green shank at Mistley. Again, these are all from Adrian Watts. A little egret. Oh, what's that?
It's a knot.
No, it's not. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to do that gag. Terrible. Yeah, a knot at Mistley. And then this was at Wallasey, not at Mistley. Lovely short-eared owl. So
Nice.
thanks for those, Adrian. And while we're talking about Adrian as well, he's been a bit poorly recently, so we wish you all the best
Yeah,
for a speedy recovery. Hope you feel better soon.
yeah, get well soon, mate. Yep.
Yeah. Then we've got Mike O'Hanlon. Now, it's a shame we missed this because obviously it's a couple of months late now, but at the time we were talking about the stunning white-billed diver that had been seen off the pier at Southend.
Yep.
And Mike sent this picture in while we were talking and unfortunately missed it. But that's a cracking picture, isn't it? Considering how far out the bird was. What a beautiful bird. And the huge white bill,
Yeah. Back up.
absolute stunner. Yeah, and I went to see it on the day that it disappeared. So as always, I was a day too late, but there you go. And then we've also got one more quick one to show, and then we'll get on with the main part of the show. Hold on, here we go. And this is Richard Chew. And do you remember he was talking about seeing a red kite over his flat while he was convalescing?
Yes, I did. I
Yes.
do.
So he sent in a link to his blog. I didn't know he got a blog. So SS15 Wildlife Watching, and he's got a blog. And on the blog here is a picture of the rear end of a red kite as it flew over his flat. So there you go. And there's lots of other things on here to look at as well. So if anyone wants to look at and see what Rich has been up to, SS15 Wildlife Watching, by all means have a look, but just don't do it while we're talking. Wait until we finish.
Yeah, please. But there's
Yeah.
loads of people in the chat tonight, so I'm going to whip through them as quickly as I can. So, got lots of good evenings tonight. We've got Mo Jackson, Ron Furman, Brian Priestley, Graham Me, and Chris Me, David Gotts, Liz Huxley, Paul Daughtry, Andy Goody, good old Mel Shepherd Wells, Susan Pembroke, Stevie Entwistle is watching.
Hi, Steve.
I didn't know they had. I didn't know they had internet on Mersey, but obviously they have. So
To be fair, I'm surprised. He's probably watching while he's like adding some birds to his list, I expect.
probably.
Got his phone in one hand and his binoculars in the other.
So yeah, Steve, Annette Adams, she's watching upstairs. Andrew Knight, Dave Webb, Ron Colson, Tim Davis, Neil Sumner, Kevin Poulton, Katie Taylor. Mel Shepherd Wells says, "Man up." He's had his heating on for weeks and weeks. John Peacock, Neil Sumner likes you. Nice to see your shirt again, Matt. So,
Oh, thanks, Neil.
and then we've got Vince Briggs, Karen Mace, Brian Cox, Pete Dwyer from Portugal, watching.
Hello, Pete.
Live. Hi, Pete. Frankie Robertson, Paul Everett, and Lauren Hooper. Good evening, Lauren.
Blimey.
Yeah, long
Blimey.
time no see.
That's a veritable who's who of Essex birdwatching and beyond, isn't it?
Now, these people have obviously subscribed to our channel, but if you haven't subscribed to our channel, there's a little bell on the YouTube screen. Hit the bell, subscribe.
Somewhere.
And if you like it, thumbs up.
Yes.
We like thumbs up. We
Yes.
don't like thumbs downs.
No, we will delete the thumbs down and get rid of the comment. No, we won't. Right. Okay. What's coming up, Steve?
Well, we've had a really busy. Well, obviously we missed last month's show, but we've had a really busy couple of months with society events. There's been a couple of. We've had a conference, which we'll talk about.
We have.
There's been, field trips.
Yep. We had a good field trip. We had a talk.
Lots of stuff happening within the society the last 2 months. We've
Yep.
got special guests coming on tonight. Not one special guest, not two, three.
Mm.
Three.
That's if my computer can cope with like 5 screens on at the same time.
Yeah, I can't, but
Yeah.
now
that'd be good fun.
We've got special guests on tonight, and we've got some exciting new events coming up as well. So keep watching.
Yes, please do.
Please.
Right, so first off, just a very quick one. We have got the spring photography competition running, and this runs until May the 11th.
Yep.
So that's kind of the last date that you can send your entries in. Hopefully you can see my screen there, Steve.
Perfect, mate.
Lovely. So if you go onto the ebws.org.uk website, and one of the links on the front page as they scroll across is this Spring 2024 Bird Photography Competition link. It's got all the rules, how to enter, send your photos, maximum 3 per person, ebwsphotos@gmail.com. They need to be of wild birds taken in Essex, please, this year, between the 11th of Feb and the 11th of May. And as always, please remember the birds' welfare is really, really important. So please don't go climbing over bushes and chasing things just to get a good picture. It's just for a bit of fun, as always, and we're looking forward to seeing all your entries. So thanks in advance for sending them through. Right, good.
And obviously it's not very spring-like at the moment, but you know, what's your highlight of the spring so far? You know, have you seen any summer migrants? Have you caught up with anything rare that been good recently? So please just let us know and put it in the chat. Yeah.
Also, what are you hoping for in your local patch? Have you got anything this year maybe that you haven't had before that you think I really should have had one of those? Something you're going to be looking out for in particular? Are you keeping a year list still? And if so, does it motivate you to go to places that you might not go otherwise, to see birds that you might not see otherwise? Or are you not bothered about that? Are you happy just to stay local and just see what you can find yourself within your local area? And nightingales, have you heard of nightingale yet? Have you heard of nightingale yet, Steve?
I have, 1 or 2. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
More of that later.
Yes, definitely. And finally, we do our pop-up things, and we try and come up with sort of a range of different subjects and ideas. But is there anything that you guys would like us to try to do? Keep it simple, keep it clean, and hopefully we might be able to incorporate your ideas later on somewhere near you soon. Maybe, I don't know. Let's wait and see. Right, talking about nightingales, so I can
Absolutely.
find the picture. You know, there was quite an incredible story, wasn't there?
It was. So, I mean, probably if you're local up to our neck of the woods in Colchester, Abberton the last few years has been very good for Nightingale, and the ringers there. So there's quite a big ringing team led by Chaz Holt, and they caught a Nightingale in May 2023. And then it was ringed. Yeah, I'm trying. The picture's right in the middle of my screen, so I can't read it. That's why I'm going around
So
the
yeah,
corner here like this.
it says ringing details received. A nightingale caught at Abberton in May 2023, ringed at Tangier in the Gambia in January 2020. So that means 4 years since it was ringed. That means it's done 8 migration journeys backwards and forwards, which is quite incredible. And we looked at this a couple of nights ago, didn't we?
We did, yeah. And for those who've been to Abberton, in the last couple of years, there was a bird that was singing right at the entrance gate, and it had a ring on it. Is it this bird? Who knows?
Could be.
Has anyone got any close-up photographs to see whether we can read any of the ring number? Or
Yeah, it
if
looks
you
like
have,
it's FC 28402, I guess. So yeah, if you manage to get a scope or a really high zoom camera on a ringed bird, look out for FC 28402 because that little chappie's been backwards and forwards to Gambia at least 4 times, 8 journeys in total. How far is Gambia as the Nightingale flies? You know, roughly.
it's a 7.5 hour flight in a 737.
Wow,
So
wow.
it's a fair
It's a few miles.
few miles. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Maybe
You know, you think
someone can look that up and let us know while we're talking. Put it in the chat.
you think this little bird's gone across the Sahara, it's gone across sort of Europe and the sea, and you know, yeah, migration is a phenomenal thing.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
It's
And
outstanding.
yeah, I mean, I can't find my way down to the local shop to buy a pint of milk sometimes, so I'd have no chance going to, Africa and back.
No,
I really
exactly.
wouldn't.
No, absolutely.
I'll probably end up in Edinburgh or something, but there you go. Right. So have we got any feedback?
So David Gotts, he joined the society last week. So thanks for joining, David. And anyone that's not watching, fancies joining, keep watching because we'll tell you about the society a bit later.
Yep.
Jan Lewis has just got back with a takeaway curry in time for the show. Or what do you reckon he's got there, Matt? Chicken
I'm
jalfrezi?
going.
Jalfrezi? Madras?
I'm reckoning Madras. I reckon
Yeah, Madras
he
man.
could be a
Yeah.
Madras guy. Yeah, yeah.
What's
I
going
mean,
on?
I like a Vindaloo myself. Vindaloos are pretty good.
It's a bit too
I'm
hot for me.
thinking, I'm thinking Madras. He's probably Korma, to be fair. No, Jan.
That's a bit of a wimp's curry, though.
Let us know what curry you're eating, Jan. We want to know.
Pete Wise, there's lots of swifts down in Portugal. And Nightingale. So Frankie Robertson's heard 3 nightingales at Fisher's Green recently.
Excellent.
And both Graham Lee and Karen Mace have said lots of nightingales at Canby Wick, up to 15. So
Brilliant.
really, really good.
It's good.
That's definitely the south of Essex hotspot is Canby
Yeah,
Wick.
yeah. I mean, I think generally speaking, we'll cover it a bit later on, but the numbers seem to be quite good so far, don't they? I think.
Yeah, and I still think there's lots to come.
Yeah.
Still think it's very early days yet.
Yeah.
And then Susan Pembroke said she used Merlin to check, and she correctly identified 7 nightingales on Danbury Common on the 8th of April.
Brilliant.
And Neil Sumner said Jan's having an onion budgie.
Oh my God.
It's all about the birds.
Oh, don't give up the day job, Neil.
Exactly.
I love that.
So thanks for all your comments tonight, everybody. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you. Also, we've got some more thanks. Just very quickly, for anyone that doesn't know, we had a couple of vacant positions on the committee recently. We had the indoor meeting secretary became vacant because Sue Watts has become our new treasurer at the beginning of the year. And Paul Everett has very kindly volunteered to fill the role, stepped up. So thank you, Paul. So next year's talks are being organised and arranged by Paul, and looking forward to those. And we've also got a new position of a youth development secretary. The idea being to try and encourage some younger people to get involved with birding, maybe even get involved and join the society, but more to kind of connect people with nature, really, if we can, at a young age. And Ollie Cottis has really kindly volunteered to do that. He's only with us for 2 or 3 months. He's off to South Africa at the end of June, I think, beginning of July. But we're going to have a couple of events for under 25s. The first one of which, actually, some of you may have received an email this morning. Let's pop this on the screen. Can you see that?
Yep, perfect.
Yep. So, well, do you want to run through this, Steve? Oh, sorry.
I had a mouthful of tea then. I thought that's good.
I'm just about to have a mouthful of coffee. That's why I'm passing it to you.
So, yeah, Ollie and ably assisted by Ed Bateman are going to be running this under 25s birding morning at Abberton on Monday, the 6th of May, which is Bank Holiday Monday. I think it's starting at Abberton at 9 o'clock.
Correct. Yeah. Essex Wildlife Trust has very kindly agreed to open up the car park a bit early so that people can meet at 9. It's going to be limited numbers. So if you are, well, if you're under 25, or if you know somebody, a friend or family member who's 25 or under, and would like to do a morning's bird watching at Abberton, please get in touch. We're going to be putting this on the website over the weekend. The email address to send your email to if you're interested is ebwsyouth@gmail.com. So it's ebwsyouth@gmail.com. Ollie will pick the emails up and get in touch. If we get a lot of interest, Ollie said he might even be able to run a second walk in the afternoon. But it's going to be kind of outside the centre on the old road. We're going to be walking up and down the east side of the causeway. Possibly, I think that he said he might go down towards Billets as well. So hopefully better find a few bits and pieces because there's some good stuff around at the moment. Anyone under the age of 18 who wants to come along will need to bring a parent or guardian with them, just to make that clear as well. So yeah, good fun.
So yeah, Frankie's just asked, will he get notified if he gets to attend? Well, basically, if you just drop Ollie an email, Frankie, and you're on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Frankie's on our mailing list or not. If he is, then he would have got an email this morning, so you can just reply to that, click at the button at the bottom and fill in your details. If not, ebwsyouth@gmail.com, or keep an eye on the website over the weekend because it'll all go live on there as well. Yeah. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll get a few people along to that. And that's just going to be Ollie and Ed leading that, so that should be really good fun, I think, for all those youngsters out there. Yeah,
no old codgers like you and me, mate.
No. Definitely
no, but it's what it's about nowadays. You know, that we joke about it, but you and I are some of the younger, you know, certainly we're the youngest probably on the committee for sure, apart from now Ollie.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's all about the youth nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, if we can just engage with some youngsters, just connect people, like I said before, you know, just point out some birds and get people enthused and interested. I think there's loads and loads and loads of young people interested in nature now. So hopefully we can get a bit of a connection going there. Good. Right.
David Gotts has said, does an under 25 mind in a 56-year-old body count?
Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it? I feel like I'm like 21, you know, I really...
Yeah, I still feel like I'm about 14, I think, to be fair, most of the time. And then some mornings I wake up and I feel like I'm 114, but that's different. You get out of bed and you're like, oh, my knees, my back. But yeah, I think
so Frankie's already emailed Ollie, so hopefully you'll get a reply soon.
Brilliant. Good Frankie. Stuff. Good stuff.
And then just quickly, Mel Shepherd Wells has done some calculations, and London to Gambia is 2,761 miles.
Wow.
So in the 8 migrations, it's done 22,088 miles.
That is incredible, really.
That is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. Good grief.
Yep.
22,000. And it might have done more than that, you know, and it's going to do more hopefully over the next 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's absolutely mind-blowing when you think about it. It really is. Right.
Richard Chews just joined us. He's on the train back.
Hi, Richard.
He's on the train back from London, so he's hoping the Wi-Fi is going to hold out.
Okay.
So we
don't go through any tunnels.
Yeah. And Mo Jackson has suggested a dawn chorus pop up.
Oh.
Which is probably a little bit later, a bit too late for this year now, but something we can sort of.
Well, we did a couple last year, didn't we? Because we had that coincided with the Big County Birdwatch. If you remember, there was 2 or 3 dawn choruses. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have a look at it.
Yeah. That means getting out of bed early, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. You're not very good at that, are you? So.
Or going to bed really, really late. I'm good at that.
You're better
Yeah.
at that than me.
Yeah.
So, and just two more before we carry on, because otherwise we'll never get anywhere tonight. This is the most important thing. It's a chicken tikka danzak.
Oh, that sounds really nice.
It's good.
I'm salivating as I speak.
And yeah, yeah. Andrew Knight says he's got red kites flying regularly over his garden. Should he tempt them down to his garden? And if so, with what sort of food?
I think they like chicken tikka dansak. To be fair, they're pretty.
They do. Yeah, I mean, meat is.
I personally, I wouldn't personally do that myself. It's a tricky one because I think if you entice birds like that into your garden, you could be asking for trouble with neighbours and bits, depending on where you are. I don't know.
If you live out in the country with no neighbours, I think that's probably fine. But
yeah,
I mean, the last thing you want is someone to,
Well, yeah. I mean, if you've got a large area of land and there isn't anyone overlooking it, then I guess just bits of meat, really. I suppose. I think the people that do this for photographic reasons in parts of the country, I think they use sort of dead rabbit and bits of deer and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, probably a bit beyond my area of expertise. But maybe get some offcuts from the butchers or something if they still do them and put those out if you live in an area appropriate to doing that. But personally, I wouldn't do it myself, I don't think. But yeah, good. Right. Okay. Shall we have some guests?
Get some guests in.
Let's get some guests in. Okay. I nearly clicked stop live stream. That would have been fun, wouldn't it?
That wouldn't have been very helpful.
Hang on a minute. I've got to remember how to bring the guests in now.
Frankie just asked about Big County Birdwatch. Yes, Frankie, we're doing it later in the year, October. So watch our socials and all that stuff for information.
Yes. Right. One more. Here we go. We have people arriving. Let's make sure everyone's cameras are working and microphones are on, and we're good to go.
Excellent. Good
Fantastic.
Evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. How are we all doing?
We're very good.
Good.
It's a bit late, but it's normally my bedtime, but I stayed up. I'm very
well
proud
done. Thank you.
myself.
Thank you. So I think, should we go around the screen and kind of, if you want to introduce yourselves briefly and just tell us who you are and what your role is, please?
Yeah, shall I go first?
Yes.
So I'm Leanne. Yeah, I'm Leanne. I'm the project manager at Bird Aware Essex. So I'm responsible for overseeing the partnership that sits behind the project, and then the delivery of the kind of the mitigation package on the ground, and then the work of the kind of ranger team. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
I am Chloe and I am the lead coastal ranger. So I kind of filter between Leanne and the coastal rangers.
Cool.
Which is me, the coastal rangers. I'm currently the only coastal ranger, but hopefully we will have two more soon. My name is Leah, by the way.
Lovely. Thank you. Yeah, I know you've got a brief presentation, a few slides and things. So hopefully I've activated you as a co-host and should be able to pop on the screen. So yeah, do you want to tell us a bit about who Bird Aware Essex Coast are and what you do, please?
Yeah, if I just load some slides up, I'll try and keep them short. Sorry.
That's all right.
Let's see what happens. There we go. Success.
Excellent.
So yeah, thank you for letting us join you this evening. Really appreciate that as well. But just wanted to give you a quick introduction to who Bird Aware Essex are and what the Essex Coast RAMS is. So firstly, I'll tell you what RAMS means. It's the Essex Coast Recreational Disturbance Avoidance and Mitigation Strategy. So that's RAMS. So it's a bit of a mouthful. But in terms of some context to the project, just in terms of Essex and the coastline, so our coast is about 350 miles, stretching from the Thames Estuary in the south to the Stour Estuary in the north. We've got an extremely diverse coastline, and a large proportion of this is covered by international, European and national designations. So in Essex, we've got 10 designated habitat sites. So these are special protection areas, Ramsar sites and special areas of conservation. And these designations exist because of the importance of our coastline for the internationally important numbers of overwintering birds that rely on our coast and visit us in the winter. But we also have populations of beach nesting birds as well. And there's not that many spaces in Essex, or habitats, shall I say, that are viable now that support beach nesting birds. So it's even more important that the sites that are used by beach nesting birds are protected. So yeah, and in terms of the habitats that we've got, we've got, you know, intertidal mudflats, we've got salt marsh, grazing marsh, sand and shingle spits, shell banks, offshore islands, and some gravel pits and reed beds. So it's a real, you know, mosaic of kind of coastal habitats that we do have. So it's incredibly important. In terms of kind of the species that we've got, I think every winter, I'd say tens of thousands, nearly almost 100,000, hundreds of thousands of waders and wildfowl come here from the Arctic, and rely on our habitats to survive the winter so they can make it back to their breeding grounds in the summer. And then these are just some of the species, but in terms of the designations, there's probably over 29 key species, and they range from dark belly Brent geese, oyster catchers, we've got black-tailed and bar-tailed godwits, and then from the beach nesting birds, we've got ringed plovers. Some of our other species are ringed plovers, redshanks, dunlins, a whole host of them. But our coast is so important to these birds. I think we've got, I'm going to say a figure now, it's probably wrong, so someone will correct you in the chat. A quarter of the global population of Brent geese
Yes,
come here.
that's correct.
That is correct. Yeah, thank you. So that's a significant amount, and you know, there's a lot of pressure on those habitats in the winter, particularly. But whilst the birds are here, it's important to understand their behaviour. So whilst they're here, they're trying to conserve and survive the winter in our climate. But you know, at low tide, you can see them feeding around the shoreline. At high tide, they roost on higher ground. You'll also get sort of the wildfowl that will feed on the grassy areas near coast. So you often see them in sort of farm areas. And whilst they're here, they need to eat well, and in the winter healthy enough to migrate back to their summer breeding grounds. And they can use up a lot of energy during these sort of cold and short winter days. So they're particularly sensitive to disturbance. So if they're disturbed and they have to fly off or move about or to avoid people or dogs or something, they can use up real valuable energy reserves. And that can reduce the short time available for them to feed, which then lowers their chances of survival and making it back in the summer. So just a little bit on disturbance, as I've already said, it has two main impacts: is that they waste precious energy either moving or actually watching or escaping from perceived threats. It doesn't necessarily mean they're being attacked, but they perceive threats and they will react to it. And that has a big impact immediately. And then longer term, birds may completely abandon areas altogether if they're disturbed too often. And that can equate, although the habitat's still there, it's essentially a habitat loss, isn't it? Because those bird species are no longer able to use it. In terms of our breeding birds, they're even more vulnerable to disturbance in the summer because they have increased stress of having to defend their territories after laying eggs and rearing chicks. And sometimes the level of public access to breeding areas can rise significantly in the summer months and can therefore impact the kind of success of the breeding season. And then, didn't realise I put this one in. So this is just an example that disturbance isn't always what you think either. I think, what we're finding when we're doing our jobs is not everyone is aware that when the birds all fly up in a big flock, isn't that wonderful? Actually, that's quite having a disturbing impact on those species and using their energy. But it doesn't always have to be a big flush. Sometimes just a bird being alert and kind of just being nervous, that physical impact on the kind of anatomy and things of the bird can have an impact. So, it's not always what we think, and all sorts of things can cause disturbance. Unfortunately, sometimes us being there can cause disturbance. So it's important for us to understand what's going on, so we can then have an impact on through our work, which I'll come on to in a minute. So what is what is it that we do? Sorry, I've got my notes here as well. Very professional. As you all probably know, the coast is a major destination for recreational activities such as walking, sailing, bird watching, jet skiing, dog walking, and things like fishing. And a lot of the research that we've got is from people a lot of these activities are undertaken by people that live in Essex and close to the coastal areas. However, in the future, there's a substantial amount of house building planned in Essex, particularly over the next 20 years. There are predictions of at least 80,000 new homes with an estimated 190,000 new residents in Essex, which is quite significant. This is expected to lead to more people visiting our coast, and that can have and obviously an increase in recreational activities taking place in those coastal areas. Nobody's saying that that's a problem, but that will have an impact on the overwintering birds in particular, and some of our breeding birds as well. A number of the local authorities in Essex have identified this as an issue in their local plans, and so the Essex Coast Recreational Disturbance Avoidance and Mitigation Strategy, I will say that for the last time, I'll now call it RAMS, that was put together under the guidance of Natural England with all of the local authorities in Essex to identify a mitigation package to avoid and lessen the impacts of increased recreational disturbance as a result of this additional housing. So a positive. And just a quick summary of what's in that strategy. It obviously sets out what the predicted levels are of housing in Essex, and then it highlights what the in combination effect of all those new dwellings are going to have. And this was all picked up under the habitats regulations, and so it's like I think I've already said, it identifies a strategic mitigation package to protect the designated coastal habitats and areas and the birds that they support. In terms of how that's then funded, it's a tariff-based approach to mitigation. So developers that build a house have to pay a tariff every time they build a house. That's collected by the local authority, but rather than it going into your usual kind of Section 106 pots, it's put towards the delivery of a mitigation package specifically for the coast, the habitats and the birds, which I think is really positive and very much needed. Because I think if it was left to individuals and things, I think you'll find that things won't happen potentially. So it's really good, and it also provides that evidence. The strategy itself provides the evidence base to enable those local authorities to collect that tariff. So that's really important. In terms of the partnership, so we are a collaborative partnership of 12 local planning authorities with involvement from Natural England, the RSPB, Essex Wildlife Trust and the County Council. We are growing, and there are other projects like us around the country. So we share the brand Bird Aware with a project in the Solent. So there's a Bird Aware Solent, and we are Bird Aware Essex, but you've also got Birdwise in Kent. You've got Suffolk and Norfolk have also got similar projects like this. And then there are other projects down in Devon, they're up in Northumberland, and we're all trying to do the same thing, mitigate the impact of disturbance on coastal habitats and birds on the coast. So it's quite nice that although we work in Essex, there is a wider network that we can kind of coordinate with, talk to and learn best practice. So what we do, we can make sure that we're doing what things that work, and we can test that out with other partnerships. Within the strategy, there is a mitigation toolkit, and that includes an on-the-ground coastal ranger team. So at the moment, we're quite small. We do cover the entire coast. It's tricky. In winter, we try to cover all of the areas where you've got overwintering birds. So it's a real tough stretch for us in the winter. In the summer, we focus very much on the sites where we've got beach nesting birds. And there, like I said at the beginning, there's very, very few of those. So a lot of our effort is around engaging people and educating people around those areas. But the kind of fundamental principles of what we are trying to do is to educate people on the coast, because there are so many people that don't realise they're having an impact. They think it's great when all the birds fly up in the air, but they don't realise that actually has a knock-on effect. So our role is to kind of engage with them and explain, show them the birds, let them look down the scope and try to educate them in the importance of the coast and the particular times of year. So we've got an on-the-ground team, and we are looking at growing that team in very, very near future. So yes, that will hopefully take a bit of pressure off us. But anyway, moving on. We are also involved with delivering campaigns such as dog initiatives, and it's not about wagging fingers and things. It's about a positive interaction and positive behavioural change for people, because if it's another don't do this, don't do that, we get very negative responses. So we're looking at how we can positively change behaviours for the longer term, because that will have a better outcome for the project and the birds. We're also developing a coastal coach. I'll show you that in a minute, and looking at kind of habitat-based projects as well. So we're looking at things like signage and interpretation around the coast. So making sure that we are constantly engaging. We've got a website, we use social media, and we try to, you know, interact with people in all sorts of ways to raise awareness and educate people. So that's really important. And we've been developing sort of strong partnerships with other stakeholders, such as landowners, and trying to work with recreational clubs and groups, to kind of encourage them to ensure that their members are, you know, responsibly using our coast and having their fun and their activities, but whilst not disturbing the birds whilst they're doing that. And then we're doing some monitoring and continual improvement of what we're trying to do by conducting things like visitor surveys. So looking at, you know, we are trying to continually build a picture of where people are coming to particular spots on the coast, so we can look at what we're doing. We also capture disturbance information whilst we're out on the coast as well. So over time, we're able to gather a picture of actually there are particular places which are really disturbed, where the birds are or used to be, and so therefore we can target our efforts in particular areas to kind of mitigate that. And also build a more detailed picture of what's going on and prioritise our efforts. Just a little bit of what we have been doing. We've been really busy over the winter. We do patrols, we do pit stops where we kind of pop up with our table and our banner and we talk to people, give out leaflets. We've been doing Meet the Ranger events, and trying to engage coastal visitors. We've teamed up with other projects such as Share Our Shores, and the Essex Seagrass Project, particularly down in the south of Essex. We also ran our first Great Coastal Birdwatch in October last year. So that was a bit like the Big Garden Birdwatch, but based on the coast. And we twinned up with Birdwise in Kent and Solent in the south, and all tried to run it over the same week and engage people in kind of birds on the coast. We attend community events and regattas and yeah, all sorts of things. And we actually did some presentations in schools. So for quite a small team, we're doing a lot, but we need to focus our efforts and do more of that when we've got more people. And this is an example of the coastal code that we're looking at developing. So that is, you know, we're looking at developing a consistent message and a code that can be used around the coast. So no matter where you go in Essex, you know, we'll be encouraging people to look out for the birds and giving them space, encouraging people to keep their dogs alongside them rather than chasing off and flushing the birds off a stretch of beach, and then linked with signage and improving interpretation, trying to encourage people to actually follow requests that are put out on signs. And I think, yeah, that's us in a nutshell. I don't think I've told you everything, but that kind of just gives you a quick, I guess, the setup of the project, and yeah, I suppose where we're at.
Lovely. If we can keep that on the screen just for a second, for anyone that's watching, if they might want to get their phone out and just take a picture of the screen or write the information down.
Oh, it's disappeared.
Or follow us immediately.
No, it's
still there.
Yeah.
I've still got it on mine.
it?
That's fine. I've still got it. Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah. So yeah, www.birdaware.org/Essex, and the email address is info.essex@birdaware.org. Fantastic. Thank you very much. I think yeah, I mean, obviously the work you guys do is fantastic. It's brilliant. It's so important. And I was going to ask what people's reaction. So, for example, if you got somebody that's maybe getting a bit too close, or the dog's off the lead, or they're causing a disturbance, are people's reactions generally quite positive when you approach them and explain what's going on?
I think I know you guys, the range will. Leah, you'll answer this probably better, but in terms of, I think it depends where you are in Essex.
Okay.
There's definitely a different vibe in different areas. As a team, we've kind of adopted we're not going to go chasing people and shouting, because we've seen it done. And if you do that, the immediate response you will get is quite negative and can be aggressive. Whereas what we try to do is, when we're on a coast, we try to be in the right location to talk to people before they're getting onto the beach, for instance. So, you know, we're trying to positively engage before they get on the beach. Say, oh, you know, we're watching the birds today, and trying to do it in a kind of not a subtle way, but a gentler way to start with, and just build that kind of rapport. You know, the idea is that we're on a site regularly and people get to know who we are, and therefore you can have those conversations. Leah, sorry.
I would say we're more trying to prevent it from happening rather than chasing people who have already done something wrong. I mean, it depends on the situation. You would engage with somebody if you see they are approachable, but we are more focusing on talking to people before they do it and engaging with everybody who walks their dog. I'm a dog owner myself, so I'm always keen to talk to people about their dogs and subtly giving them the message rather than telling them they've done something wrong, because inherently people do not like to be told they've done something wrong, even if they know they have. They still, most people are not prepared to hear that. So I don't think it's a good way to giving them the message in that situation. So we try to prevent it more than anything, and make people think and take the leaflet home and have a chat so they can go and think about it, rather than being part of some agitated situation where they wouldn't even remember what we told them because everybody's upset.
And I guess the thing is nowadays that I would hope in sort of recent years with the rise of social media and you know the amount of natural history programs that are increasingly on television, and the younger generations I think have got more awareness of nature and more of a connect with nature than maybe the generation before had. So hopefully people will respond positively when you do make them aware of what's out there, because most of the time, to be fair, I've only been bird watching probably for like 7 or 8 years, and before that I didn't know what birds were off the Essex coast. I couldn't believe some of the things.
That's absolutely right. And as I say, as a dog owner, before I started working on this project, I didn't have a clue about the issues that affect coastal birds, because it is not very intuitive problem. There are many people who are into wildlife or into birds, into their garden birds. They've got garden feeders, but they are completely unaware of the specificity of the issues and the pressures on coastal birds, because they are completely site specific. They have very limited range of habitat. They can't just fly away and sit on a tree and eat a berry if they get disturbed. They are tied to the mud flats, most of them, and to the salt marsh for.
Got a bit of a freeze there, I think.
Oh no.
But yeah, I guess one of the other things as well, and I'm sure Steve will support me on this, because we've both done the same thing. Sometimes you can turn up near the coast
background, or don't think about them. Sorry,
we lost you there for a bit, Leah. I do apologise.
Sorry.
I think we got the general gist of what we were saying, and I was about to say that Steve obviously has been bird watching for about 140 years, something like that, haven't you?
Well, just take the 100 bit off.
Okay,
40,
sorry.
40 years, yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes when you get to the coast, you don't know if there's any bird. You know, you can struggle to find things sometimes, can't you?
Right.
They're there, and they see us before we see them.
They are very invisible. They're very well camouflaged. That's part of. They're perfect adaptations, but unfortunately not adaptation for human coexistence, because we would prefer if they were a bit more visible when we're trying to tell people what the issues are, and it's difficult when people don't even see them. So the advice I usually give them is to watch out for the movement. If they see something moving on the beach, it looks like a little mouse running there, but they're actually birds there when it appears that there are none. They're a bit cursed with the perfect adaptation for, to avoid predators. Unfortunately, we are very different types of problem for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Is there any questions in the chat, Steve? Hopefully there's a few.
Questions. Lots of questions. So
good.
Yeah, well, we'll start off. So Chris Mee's asking where you're based.
All over the coast. So we've got an office in Danbury, and we've got an office in Chelmsford. But because we work with all the local authorities, we do have the option of dropping in on them but generally it's by invitation. So yeah, we've got a central base in Danbury, and from there you can reach pretty much most of the coast. Because of the convoluted nature of Essex, it does take quite a while to get to some places. So in the summer, we try to utilize things like the foot ferries and things like that, because by car it could take you 40 minutes to get to the other side of the Colne around Brightlingsea. Yeah, it'll take you 10-15 minutes to get across on the foot ferry. So yeah, it's not an easy coast to navigate. So Danbury was when we started, was a kind of slightly inland base, but it meant that you could get anywhere fairly easily. But yeah, don't know if that helps.
Absolutely. And several people are asking, do you purely birds, or do you do seals as well?
Although we're Bird Aware Essex, we are going to do the RSPB thing and adopt all sorts of wildlife. The reason we've got birds as the main focus is because of they are the designating feature of the SPAs. So the reason that the sites are designated is for the particular species. So that's our priority. But we are keen on, you have the similar issues with the seals and things. So last summer we had phone calls about seals being injured up in I can't remember now if it was like near the Naze and things. So people were contacting us to find out more. So we try to liaise with like the Environment Agency guy and places like that. So we do try to get involved, and disturbance is an issue for seals as well. So we are looking at how we can communicate that as well. But at the moment it's primarily birds. But we did a walk the other week. Leah led it, and it was we tried to make a wildlife walk. So yeah, we're trying to see the birds, but we also looked at some of the plants and the galls and the butterflies and stuff as well, just to make it more interesting. Not more interested, but the birds are not always there, so we have to have other things in our.
It's not interesting enough.
No, I didn't mean it like that. Oh, there you go.
No, it's all part of the same thing anyway, isn't it? So you would like to hope that if someone wants to look after the sanderlings and oyster catchers and so forth, that they're also going to want to look after the plants and the insects.
Of course, it's the same
Everything's
habitat.
linked.
Yes,
Yeah, everything's linked.
And the thing about birds is,
It's gone again.
It's gone again.
Crikey, we're never going to find out what the thing about birds was.
No, we missed it.
That's the thing.
I mean, the habitats are so. You just, for instance, you're down in Southend, you've just got mudflats. People are like, well, what is it? But you've got really important seagrass and things down there that is a really valuable habitat. So that's why we're trying to work with the Remedies and Seagrass project, because we've got a vested interest. The habitat, but it's what the Brent geese need to feed on, and there's all sorts of interrelationships and things. So yeah, no, we definitely, although we promote all birds and they are our bread and butter things, we are very much about the habitat and everything else in between on the coast.
Yeah. How long you guys Oh, you did freeze, yeah,
sorry, I live near Stansted and the planes are flying now, so it's messing up with the Wi-Fi.
Okay. How long have you three been working with Bird Aware? So
I started probably at the beginning. So I had to get everything set up before the rangers could come on board. So I've probably been in post about 2 years. Okay. And it took quite a long time to get us in a position to get the rangers in. So I think Leah's one of our longest serving rangers and has been with us for a year and a half. Is it 2 years now, Leah?
It will be 2 years in the.
So all right, Leah's 2 years. So I think I've probably been here 3 years. I didn't even realise that.
And then, Chloe, how long have you been with them?
I started in July last year. As a coastal ranger alongside Leah, and then I've been a lead ranger for a month now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I guess I'm being really ignorant here, but the ranger, you're the kind of the more sort of out and about and in the habitat and doing stuff. Is that
yes?
On the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, we are the boots on the ground. So we're the ones that kind of go on the patrols and the pit stops and stuff, and and report back to Leanne.
Excellent.
You make me sound like
you're keeping an eye on us at all times.
While Leanne's in the office with her cup of coffee and her feet up.
Since I've gone up, I'm seeing what Leanne does these days, and it is just coffees and putting your feet.
Oh my goodness!
I'm joking.
While I'm freezing on the coast.
No, I'm only joking. No, there's a lot.
That's the thing. The thing is, the team is comprised of all different people in all different roles, isn't it? And you all work together
And we all
do the job.
do spend a bit of time on the coast as well, because
Yeah.
otherwise wouldn't want to get too removed from it. But I've already gone through one car already, so I'm doing all right.
So
Right,
have
okay.
I.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, anything else in the chat, Steve?
Yeah, there's quite a bit that. So where should we go? Yeah, there's someone called Blue Red said that they've met you several times and you're always so friendly, which is,
Oh, lovely.
really good. And do you accept donations?
No, unfortunately not.
There you go.
Because of the way that the project's funded, yeah, we're not able to we're not a charity, so we're not able to accept donations. But thank you.
Just support when you see us on the coast will do.
Yeah.
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 Well,
And then
I was going to ask that, actually. I was going to ask, I mean, is there anything that people watching can do to help you? Obviously, direct donations you've already covered, but is there anything they can do, you know,
Spread the
voluntarily?
word. If
Spread
they
the
can
word.
spread the word,
Yeah.
follow us on social media and share our posts, and we've got a couple of leaflet boxes
That are going out on the coast, and then
Yeah.
we've got leaflets and sort of information. So if we can get those out, and then the coastal code, yeah, if everyone could kind of start picking that up and kind of sharing that. So once we follow us on social and the website, and
I think as well with the behaviour change, if we can get like 1 or 2 people that can start showing other people how to behave as such, and we're kind of hoping that there'll be like a kind of like a domino effect where they see one person behave in a good way and people start to follow. And
Okay. Steve, anything?
Yeah, just a couple. We're trying to do a couple more. How do you stop boats or motorcraft getting close or landing on remote beaches?
I can ask that. Torpedoes work really well.
Yeah, I mean, we don't.
out.
Yeah, we don't have boats ourselves at the moment, but again, we're working with sort of the different river wardens and people as well. But one of the things we're trying to do this summer is to kind of meet sailing clubs and boat owners, and you know, again, do presentations and raise awareness and educate about the birds. We're monitoring it. We get reports from different officers of stuff going on as well. So we try to, again, like Leah said, try and approach people before it happens, and if we can't, then we monitor what is happening, so then we can work with different agencies and different partners as well to kind of coordinate a response. I know this is probably going to start contentious questions, but for instance, jet skis, you know, everywhere we go on the coast, there's potential, you know, they're a bit of a nuisance in all sorts of ways, but you know, quite often they go in sort of areas where you've got the birds kind of hunkering down in salt marsh at great knots, so it's kind of, yeah, so we're trying to work with the marine police, coordinate, you know, they're doing their work, so it's just us giving them intelligence or just kind of sharing information. We're looking at how we can all work together as agencies and different local authorities to kind of come up with a strategic solution around Essex. So yeah, it's
okay.
Although yeah, if we can't do it on the ground, we'll look at how we can work with other people to get a kind of an approach together.
Yeah. Anything else, Steve?
Yep, loads more.
Keep them coming.
That's good.
Keep them coming. It's keeping me busy. Mick Woodruff said about, do you find that metal detectorists are a problem, or is it becoming an increasing problem?
Not many of them around. I mean, I
that's
love the
good.
show. I'd like to meet some of them.
Yeah.
No, we don't have loads, but it's a bit again, in some areas there's like pockets where you might have bait digging or people that are out kind of sort of getting cockle shells and stuff. So there are some sites or spots where you might have issues, but
yeah, I think it's very site specific. Every site has something different going on.
Right. I was going to ask, as a general, probably you can't answer the question because of what you just mentioned, but as a general rule for the whole coast, is it dog walkers? Is it boats, jet skis? Is there? Okay, let me rephrase it differently. If you could click your fingers and solve one group of problems, if that makes sense. So all dogs are on the lead away, or all jet skis are further out, or whatever it may be. Which one would you like to prioritise first, or is it not that easy?
Or is it contentious if we say it?
Don't say bird watchers. You're going to say bird watchers.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the answer.
I think in terms of volume, it's probably the dogs.
Yeah.
But then a single person flying on a
A drone,
kite surfing or
kites, yeah,
something like that
yeah.
could disturb 1,500 head flock of birds
yeah, yeah,
roosting. So it's about in terms of volumes, it's definitely dogs of lead. But again, water sports, people on kayaks and paddle boats now entering creeks where there was nobody ever there before. There were undisturbed places. So it's very complex, and the pressures are combined with other pressures on the birds as well, of the sea level rises and habitat loss. I mean, the habitat loss is the worst issue without a doubt. Because we, some of our beach nesting birds' habitats are disappearing. There will be some coastal recharge soon in a couple of years, but until then, they are losing their habitats. That's the biggest issue.
Yeah. And then throw in a good dose of avian bird flu, and then you've got massive impacts on species that you can't. What do you do then?
It's horrible. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? So it's like they're being attacked from all sides. And
there's too many things going on for them. That's the issues on the migrations as well, which we have no control. It's I've just been reading about curlews today and doing one of our posts for next week, and it's just about eight aspects of the reason for why they're declining so much at the moment. So it's difficult to pinpoint one thing. It's the combination of all of them that puts the nail in the coffin, basically.
Absolutely. Anything else in the chat, Steve?
Yeah, David Gott says, how many ranges do you plan to have? And then also, this is probably linking in as well. Sandra's messaged in and said, is cake any help while you're out and about?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I thought you'd say yes. But I have to say, Sandra's cake is very good.
Where does she live?
She lives in Malden.
Malden. Brilliant. That's my area.
I'm going to fill in my ranger application form right now just so I can get some cake.
So this summer we're going to go back up to 4 rangers, and then we are looking at the strategy and reviewing that under the guise of Natural England and with all the local authorities. Because if you compared our project to some of the others and the amount of coast we have to cover, we're an extremely small team. So we're looking at how this strategy could be improved and given us a bigger resource. So at the moment we're going up to 4 rangers and myself. So there'll be a team of 5 for the next kind of 15 months to 18 months, and then hopefully we'll have an updated strategy which might pull in some additional resource in the future, because there's different elements for what we do as well. We at the moment we have to be the jack of all trades. We have to do GIS, we have to do data monitoring, we have to do education, engagement, and ecology stuff. So it's we've got a real mixed bag. So we're looking at how we can best use our resources and our specialisms to kind of have the biggest impact. So hopefully, although we're growing at the moment, in a few years we'll be a bigger team.
Yeah, and getting people for specific roles means you'll be able to use your skills more effectively as well, hopefully.
No, definitely. And hopefully as we go on, maybe not a helicopter, but would be looking at how we get around and things would be helpful.
Well, I think Lauren, if I remember, Lauren's a helicopter pilot, I think, isn't she? Or she certainly flies around in helicopters. So yes, I think she's watching tonight. So maybe she can help you with the helicopter. I don't know. Maybe not.
I could do so much work if I had a different mode of transport than a car. It would make a huge difference, because those estuaries.
Well, it's the journeys, like you said earlier on. I mean, you only need, if you stand on Mersey and you can see Bradwell.
And Brightlingsea,
Brightlingsea. It's going to take you ages to drive there.
Yesterday I drove from Brightlingsea to Point Clear, which is, you could walk across. It takes 25 minutes by car.
Yeah. It's a nightmare. Anything else, Steve?
So do you have a favourite coastal bird? There you go. That's a bit of a fun question for you. Away from the serious.
Does it have to be one?
Oh, no, not at all. Have more than one.
Seasonally, mine's the Brent geese, just when they come in, for me, it's,
Yep.
oh no, we're near Christmas, the winter's here. And I love listening to them at night time. You can still hear them just gabbing away whilst they're feeding out when at a low tide. So I like them in the summer. I'm going to go with the ring plover just because they are so cute. I don't get to see them though. I'm always in the office too much. So yeah, hopefully I'll get to see one this summer.
What about you? What about you, Leah and Chloe? Anything special?
Chloe?
I would say mine's probably the lapwing. But only because when I first started, it was like the only bird that I could identify.
Okay.
Because and
It's changed now, though.
it has changed a little bit now, and Leah will vouch for me, but I am really colourblind, which makes this job extremely fun. But I know that lapwing.
It makes no difference in shorebirds; they're all brown and white.
Not in the winter, but I know that under, you know, when you can catch a lapwing under the right light, they have like this iridescent colour to them. And even though I might not be able to see all the colours, I know that there's some colours there. So so that's why I like the lapwing.
Good answer. And you, Leah?
I love the elegant, long-legged, long-beaked ones. So black-tailed godwits and green shanks are my favorite. But I also love pintails and gadwalls very much. I like the low-key vermiculations on the grey coats. I don't like the showy offies that much. I like the low-key ones. So I prefer the winter coats as well.
Yeah. Brilliant. Anything else, Steve?
Yeah, just a couple of quick things. Lauren's just come back. She's a winch paramedic, so you don't really.
Maybe. Well,
I hope I won't need her.
Let's hope you don't need her then. Yeah.
I really hope not.
She said she often gets great views of seabirds from above Shetland. So.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Quite cool. And then
imagine.
just a bit more of a serious one. John Peacock says he's seen that you visited Earlham's Beach recently. How do you think the new housing developments on Low Road could impact Earlham's Beach area? I don't know that area at all.
Yeah, so Earlham's was one of my sites when I was still, I still do rangering, but when I was doing more rangering. So Earlham's was one of my sites, and it in the summer, you know, now it's extremely busy. And if I'm going alone, I get overrun by people and dogs and visitors and stuff. So it's an incredibly busy site as it is, which I guess with the new houses going up is why we're in post, because of the mitigation of the new houses going up. So I guess it's a good thing that we are multiplying a little bit just in time for the summer season, because I think, it's a busy site as it is without people moving in. I don't really want to imagine what it will be like when people do move in.
No, I mean, one of the things that we do have is kind of foresight with that, in that hopefully we can communicate to new residents that go into new developments. You know, one of the things that I've got on my wish list is to have kind of like a welcome pack, meet your neighbours thing, but rather than your next door neighbour, it's your coastal neighbours and how to look after them whilst you're in your new home. And I think something like that might go down really nice to new housing. So yeah, it's on the wish list.
Yes. I think the good thing about
bringing it into action, but yeah, it's stuff like that where we you know, I think we have a real role to play.
And I think the good thing about this is we build up real connections when we're on site. So with Earlham's being one of my sites, I see similar people all the time when I've been there. People get to know you, and you kind of build up a bit of rapport with people, even if maybe they don't ask you about the birds or they don't want that instant connection with wildlife at this point in time. They know you're there and they know you're watching, or your presence is there, and I guess that's a good thing.
But it's a reminder as well, if they see you regularly, then it reminds them to look out for these things. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, we've got an exciting event planned, haven't we, Steve?
We have, yep. So on, let me get, it's Friday, the 3rd of May?
3rd, yes.
Yes, 3rd of May. We've organised a pop-up, one of our pop-up events, and these three ladies have very kindly offered to come along and do an event with us, and it's going to be at Malden.
Where the lady with the cake lives.
Come along, Sandra. Come along.
Yes, Sandra's got to come. Got to come. Cake for at least 5, and hopefully many more.
Drizzle. Yeah.
Oh, she does a good lemon drizzle.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, we're going to put something. Normally we advertise these pop-ups via MailChimp only. So if you're on our mailing list, and you can join that at the bottom of the homepage, you'll receive an email. But because this one's quite important, we're going to put this on the website, and we're also going to put it on social media as well. So It's going to be a free to attend event, of course. We'll have full details of when and where and what time, but it's going to be during the morning. I think probably a 2 or 3 hour session. You'll get to meet and ask questions and get leaflets and things. And then you and I are going to be there, aren't we? We'll do a bit of bird watching as well, all of us. So yes,
Nice. Yeah,
should be good
be
fun.
great. And you can learn more about what you guys are up to and have some
Yes.
leaflets and spread the word, because that's what it's
Yes.
about.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
And use
Definitely.
the scope.
Yes,
And
and
use
eat the
the scope.
cake.
Mm.
And I'll bring some biscuits.
Oh, well, I'm
Oh,
definitely
I need
coming.
to get a bigger flask.
Cake and biscuits. I'm definitely going. In fact, I might go after the show. I might wait for a few weeks, and so I'm there at the front of the queue. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you for
No,
coming on
thank
the
you for
show.
coming
Thank you for having
Um,
us.
Really
thanks a
appreciate
lot
it.
for inviting us.
Yes,
Thank
thank
No,
you.
really interesting. Hopefully, everyone watching enjoyed that and picked up some information. Please look at the website and spread the word. You know, anything that you guys put on social media, if we follow you,
Yes,
when you get the code up and something that we can all retweet and
Yes, yeah, we
Instagram or
regularly
whatever you do,
post
Instagram,
every
yeah.
day.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I quickly, before you go, you did say
Yep.
something about how people might be able to help us. I've been thinking as we've been
Okay.
talking. There are ways that you guys can help us in the future, and that is around kind of monitoring the birds and stuff. I know you guys do that anyway. We're looking at how we can get people involved in whether that's around visitor surveys and things like that as well, or just kind of when we've got coastal bird watches going on, come and join us, come and see us at Pit Stop.
Well,
Mhm.
just thinking out loud, and we'll explore this later on in the year, but the Big County Bird Watch, which we run every year, is in October this year, end of October, I think.
In October, yeah.
So maybe we could have one of the days where you guys can do something as well. We'll talk about it, because that might be a good way to link up and get some more awareness and so on.
We did
Yeah.
the Great
Lovely.
Coastal Bird Watch in October as well, didn't we?
Yes, and we'll probably do it
It's-
again this year, so it might coincide.
Yeah.
Coincide.
Fingers crossed. Okay, brilliant.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. Thanks once again. Lovely.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Cool.
you.
See you on the
Okay,
third.
bye-bye.
See you on the 3rd of May.
On
See
the
you on the
third with the
3rd,
cake
yeah.
and the flasks and the cake and the
We'll-
biscuits.
We'll
Yes.
be there.
And the
Lovely.
cake.
Cake and scope. Sounds good. All right. Take care. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks
Bye.
a lot.
Bye
See
bye.
you later.
Right. Okay. Lovely. Well, that was really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, really good. Really
Yeah,
good. Really
well
enjoyed that.
worthwhile organisation. I mean, they do an amazing job. You know.
Yeah.
Apologies if we didn't get to answer all the questions tonight. There were lots of stuff coming in tonight, and So I apologise if I've missed anything off.
Well, I'm sure if there's any questions that people do want an answer for, if we didn't manage to cover it, if you send an email into Bird Aware, and I'm sure they'll come back to you. So
cool.
and please follow them on Twitter and Facebook and so forth. So I think the more followers they've got, and the more we can raise awareness. If you can get just one person, to make a change to their habits. I read somewhere that if a flock of birds is flushed and flies like a mile down the coast to try and find somewhere else to feed, it can take them 10 days or more to get the energy back to the levels that they were at before they flushed.
Exactly. Yeah,
mad.
it's so important to spread that.
Yeah.
Just make people aware of the issues.
Yeah.
And loads of people commented about how good the ladies were. So yeah, thanks for those. And we'll say the time and everything will be on our website. So in the next it's only a week and a bit's time. So
yeah,
very, very soon. So just keep watching our social media website for more details.
Yeah, it'll be on over the weekend. We'll get it on over the weekend.
Yeah.
Good. Right. Okay. Where are we? So that was a little bit longer than we thought, to be fair, but it was really worthwhile. So fantastic. So we might have to rush through a couple of bits. So what's been happening? Obviously, we had the conference that went really well. Huge thanks to everyone that took part in the conference. Thanks to all of the speakers. Big thanks to Jerry for organising everything. Thanks to you, Steve, and all the other exhibitors that were in the foyer as well. Gave everyone so much to look at. And thanks to all the staff at Writtle University College, or Anglia Ruskin, as it's now called, for all the organisation that they put in and the food and so on and so forth. So that went well, and hopefully we'll have another one in a couple of years.
Yeah, amazing raffle, and well done, mate, for flogging all those raffle tickets.
Yeah, no, well, thanks to everyone who bought them.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. And we haven't done it all yet, but we're gonna kind of put all the figures together and work out everything. And probably in the next journal, I think we're going to make an announcement as to how much was raised and where that money is going to be used. So we've got a couple of ideas of projects in mind, so that it gives it a reason for, a raison d'etre, or whatever they call it. So yeah, it gives us something to raise the money for. We also had the AGM, didn't we?
Yep, AGM, was it 2 weeks ago?
I think so.
2
Something
weeks
like
ago,
that.
1 week ago? I have no idea when it was.
Got no idea.
Yep. So yeah, thanks to everyone that came to the AGM and supported the AGM. And then we had a really good talk by Liz Huxley afterwards about the wildlife of East Anglia.
Absolutely.
Which was good. And she took us on a year's journey around East Anglia, visiting loads of different places and what wildlife you could see there. So that was really good.
That was excellent. I mean, there's some sites there that I must admit I'm going to have to get in touch with her actually to get to send me a list of some of the sites, because there's a few places I've not been to myself, and I'm thinking, oh, that's worth a look. So yeah, it just showed there's so much stuff on our doorstep. So same as the ladies were just saying, that we're so lucky in Essex, aren't we? We've got so much good habitat and so many good things to go and enjoy and to look after.
Absolutely.
Look after, aren't we?
Yep.
Really. And we did a pop-up as well, didn't we? Did a photography pop-up back in.
We did that back in March. Early March. We did a photography pop-up. That was really good.
Yep, that was well attended. I think everyone, there was 10 places up for grabs, and they were all filled.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had good fun for a morning, didn't we? It was good fun.
Yeah, just to give a bit of education to people how to use their cameras and different settings to use, and even I learned stuff. So that was really good.
And yeah, when we might do something again in the future if people want us to. So as I said earlier on, let us know what you want us to do in these pop-up things. And we've got some stuff coming up as well, haven't we? So
we had our Minsmere coach trip last weekend.
Oh, we did. Yes, of course we did.
Last Sunday. We had a full coach up to Minsmere. Cracking day. Weather was amazing.
While you're talking, I'm going to show some pretty pictures. Hang on a minute.
Cakes were good.
Right, here we go.
Was not bad.
Let's go through some of these quickly while you're talking. There you go. I'm going to flick through them.
Oh, good old
Steve's going to give you a running commentary of what they are. Go on. What's that? Hey! They always look so grumpy to me. It's like, yeah, what are you doing? Why are you looking at me?
Probably wondering where the springs come. Yeah.
Yeah, what am I doing here?
Yep, nice common sandpiper, which we saw on East Scrape. We had lovely views. The light was amazing on that. So black-headed gull on the left and kittiwake on the right.
Yeah.
Came in
cute kittiwakes. I love their little stumpy black legs and the bright yellow bill and the black eye. Beautiful birds. Really lovely.
Nice use of kittiwake we had. And green hair streak. So there was a couple of little sheltered spots where it was nice and warm, and I think it was Paul and Jackie Everett spotted this, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. On the way out from East Hyde, and
they blend in so well, the green hair streak. So yeah, cracking, nice shot that is, Matt. I like that. It's
really tricky actually to point out. I don't envy your job sometimes, because you have to point out these things to people and explain exactly where they are, and it's not easy to do. It's over there on a bit of grass. Well, where is it? I can't see it. And
it's the green bit of grass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, green on green.
Exactly. So yeah, nice green hair streak. Yeah, wheat ears. So we had quite a bit. It must have been a little bit of a passage of wheat ears, because we had like 3 or 4 or 5 birds. But that one was a cracker, really nice one. And of course, you can't go to Minsmere without looking for the good old adder.
Yeah.
And we saw quite a few adders out and about. So that was really good.
This particular one, there was a couple of males that had been kind of doing the dance, over a female, and unfortunately I missed it. But Tina came for the day and she watched it, and she said for her it was undoubtedly the highlight of the day, watching those 2 adders, do the dance.
A rare sight, that is. Yeah,
I've never seen that.
And of course, apart from the adders at Minsmere, bitterns.
Yes.
So they've got 17 booming males this year, which is like a record number for Minsmere. And we had these birds flying around, which was cool.
Yeah, they're really good birds. Loads calling as well. That's got it's amazing call, isn't it? Amazing call. Yeah. And we've got some nice views of common lizards as well. Yeah, really nice.
So again, I mean, it was 20 degrees last Sunday, and now 10 today. So the lizards were out and lots of butterflies. Yeah.
And then finally afterwards, when I popped round, because I drove up with Tim Hayward. Tim Hayward kindly drives, so thanks for Tim for driving. And the 3 of us went round to an area of heathland around the corner and managed to pick out a Dartford warbler. So yes, that was nice.
So yeah, it's been a busy time, and And we've got another field trip coming up in early May. Now I'm going to say it's the 5th of May. That's
Yeah, I think you're right. I think so.
Sunday the 5th of May. So a couple of days after our pop-up event. And we're going down to Old Lodge in Sussex. It's in Ashdown Forest. I think the coach is fully booked at the moment.
Yes.
But we try and get this through. But if you're booked on the coach trip and for some reason you can't make it on the day, or please let Jerry know beforehand, because we do have waiting lists, and there are people that if you can't make it, there'll be someone to come and take your place.
Yeah,
so
someone will jump in. Yeah.
please get in touch with Jerry if you can't come.
Good. And as we said earlier on, the indoor talks are finished for the moment, but they will be back in September. I think they started.
September.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, excellent. Looking forward to that. Right. So membership, very quickly. If you want to be a member, we do this every month.
We do.
We didn't do it last month because we weren't here last month, but
that's
you know,
true.
you know what I mean. And in fact, I'm jealous now because I'm doing that.
So, but I'm gonna
hot
off the press.
Mine hasn't turned up yet. Wow. Okay. But yeah,
you have paid your subscription, I hope.
I think so. Oh no! In fact, actually, as a interesting point, I paid by standing order, which is just much easier because you don't have to remember then. So for people out there that are members, but maybe sometimes if you are a little bit tardy on renewing your membership, if you set up a standing order with your bank, details are on our website, nice and easy to do, and it just means it goes out at the beginning of the year, and you don't have to think about it. But it's £16 for stuff you get.
Yes, I'm going to go in Zoom. Look. £12. £12 for that. Look how thick it is.
And these are a fiver each.
Yeah, exactly.
That's £22 straight away.
Yeah. So congratulations to Neil Sumner and his team. I mean, Ron Colson's just said the same for producing this amazing piece of work. I mean, it's just cracking. I mean, I'm gonna just open it up somewhere on a nice photograph if I can find a nice photograph.
You're just making me jealous because
because actually, look, one of your pictures, mate.
Hey, that's all right. Oh, good.
There you go.
Excellent. So, that's another good thing. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, so you get one copy of this, 2 Essex Birding. You get a wonderful fixture card with all our events on. So it's got all our indoor meetings, our field trips. It's all our contact details are on there, all the committees and stuff, and fantastic.
These publications, just to remind everyone, everything you've done voluntarily, of course. We all do this out of the love of the society and the love of birds, and everything in here. So that's all your sightings, basically. All your sightings that you guys report to our website or to Bird Track or eBird. They get collated by Mick Tracy, does an amazing job, deals with like 400,000 plus records a year, sends them all through to Neil and his team, who turn them into this wonderful publication. But the photos in there and the articles and photographs in the journal that goes out twice a year, they're all submitted by readers, members, committee members. So anything that you want to submit, to the journal particularly, send it in to us, send it in to Greg Hope, the journal editor. And you could have your pictures published and your stories and your articles and your poems or whatever you want to put in there. So yes, this is all stuff that you can get involved with directly, which is good. And you can buy things too. What can people buy?
You can buy notebooks.
You can buy caps.
Baseball caps.
You can buy umbrellas.
Shopping bags.
I'm not going to put this up because I've been told it's unlucky, but umbrellas with our logo on. And you can also buy, hang on a minute.
Sweatshirts.
And sweatshirts, which I haven't got with me. And T-shirts. You've got graphite and blue and natural and olive and flame and I don't know what's going on anymore. There you go. I'm going to put them all over there. Brilliant. So loads of stuff. Yes.
I think we need to lay down quickly.
Yeah. Okay. And badges and car stickers and all sorts of things. So basically, get involved, spread the word, and if you haven't joined us already and would like to, please do so. And you can do that on our website. It's very, very simple to do. Just go to ebws.org.uk. You hit the button at the top right to join, just up here. And then the membership screen pops up. It tells you how to do it, what it costs, how you can pay. You click join now and just follow the instructions. It's nice and simple to do. All right. So thank you.
Neil said that he thinks that the bird report comes out in alphabetical order, so it's your own fault for being called Turner.
Oh well, not to worry. I might change my name next year to Albert Avocet or something, so I get it early. Right. Okay. So should we have a mindful moment after all of
Yeah,
that?
well, I think we need. I think we've just
I
had
think
a
we
bit
need
of
to calm down a
manic
bit. Yeah.
rush through. Yeah, so
Been far too exciting so far. Right. Hang on a minute. So our good friend John Ward has very kindly sent us in another one of his superb mindful moments. I've not seen it yet.
oh, exciting.
There we go. So can you see a blank screen?
Yes, sorry. Yeah, I was thinking, what's happening? Yeah, yes, black screen. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to turn my microphone off and I'm going to sit and relax and try and catch my breath and just watch just under 3 minutes of mindful bliss. Here we go.
I'm back.
I was
I was just sitting here. I was just sitting here like this, and I thought, oh, that was really good. And I thought, oh my god, we've got to be back on.
like, no, it stopped. I wanted that to carry on. That was brilliant.
I didn't know what it was. I thought, where did 3 minutes go? It's like, oh.
Right. Okay, I've got a question for you. So if you could have any superpower, what would you have? Because I've always gone for, well, it's always been a toss up between flight or invisibility for me, but I think flight.
Flight.
I've changed my mind. I'd want to be able to see in slow motion because everything looks so much better in slow motion, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, the shorted owl footage now.
Yeah.
It was flying like really slowly,
bouncing. It was.
which I assume was slow motion, but the skylark was still singing normal speed.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, watch it back
Oh,
later. Watch it
I
back
will.
later.
I'll do that. But yeah, I mean, if you could bird watch in slow motion live, that would be amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, right.
And Annette's just said incredible. Thanks, John. So I
Yep.
mean, yeah, Neil Sumner, superb. I mean,
Yeah, love
words
it.
can't really, you know.
Yeah.
You
Thanks,
know,
John.
I say every month, but he does it every month for us, and it takes. We know how much time and effort that takes to make those videos.
Oh, without a
It's
doubt.
not just like a 10-minute job; it's hours and hours of work.
Yep.
You know, so
So from a video that someone has spent hours and hours and hours preparing and working on, to a video that I knocked up literally about 7:20 this evening before we started. Literally, I'm not even lying, am I?
no, he's not lying. He's telling the truth.
I haven't even tested it yet, so it probably won't work. But we're going to have a break for a couple of minutes, 3 minutes, in fact, and we'll be back with the second half. Second half's going to be about 20 minutes, half an hour, so not nowhere near as long as the first half. So please bear with us. Thanks for watching and thanks for sticking with us, and we'll be back shortly.
And I will apologise to everyone watching for what's about to appear on the screen. I have no idea, but it's bound to be cheesy.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And there's some even worse music about to come, hopefully, if it worked. If it didn't work, I apologise in advance. Right, see you in a bit.
See you in a minute.
Hello.
Wasn't bad, actually.
Oh,
I have to say, I was expecting something a little bit cheesier, the music, but actually it was quite good.
okay. All right. I'll try better next time.
Congratulations. Don't give up the day job.
I'll go full on cheese next month. Right. Yeah. Okay. So welcome back, everyone. So we're gonna cover a few bits in the second half, but it's a bit quicker, as we said before. So we're going to start off with what are we going to start off with? That's it, the BTO Marsh Awards. So just very briefly, again, this is something on our website. So if you go to ebws.org.uk and on the front page, I think one of the first things that you can click on is the BTO Marsh Awards for 2024. And basically, this is something whereby you can nominate people or organisations for various different awards. We won't read through this all now. The information is all on our website and, of course, on the BTO website as well. The nominations are open now and close at the end of May. So if you're interested in having a look at that and maybe nominating, if you know an individual or a group that's done something important for birds or conservation, you can nominate them for an award. So that's that. Lovely. Good. And there's a BBO work party, isn't there?
Yeah, so yeah, Bradwell Bird Observatory, which is based in Bradwell on the Dengie coast. Yeah, there's a bit of maintenance work needs to be done, and they've got a work party coming up on the 30th of June.
Yes.
I'm not sure quite what they're asking for help with, but
there's one actually this Sunday which they've already got enough volunteers for. So thanks to anyone who responded to the emails that we sent out and who's going along to help on Sunday. I think it's just general maintenance, a bit of painting, bit of tidying up, you know, making things safe and secure, and all those sort of things, basically in and around the observatory there, and within the Athona community possibly as well. So one on Sunday, which is fully staffed, which is great, and there's one coming up on the 30th of January. June, 30th of June. The year goes quickly enough anyway, doesn't it? Can't wish it away any quicker. Yeah.
And I'm sure there'll be tea and biscuits for those who help. That's guaranteed. That is for sure.
If you're free, again, we'll send out another MailChimp, so join the mailing list if you haven't already. But if you're free and you don't want to join the mailing list for any reason, you can email us at info.ebws@gmail.com and we'll forward your details. Just say that you're interested in the Bradwell work party on the 30th of June. So thank you. That's that. And we've got Ebbs Bay, haven't we?
Ebbs Bay
Yes.
Again this month, yes.
Ebbs Bay. So let me see if I can get the pictures up. And in fact, I haven't got the pictures. Oh no, yes, I have. There we go. Right. So this is. Oh, hang on a minute. Why is that not working? That's weird. Bear with me while I have some slight technical problems. Here we go. Right. Yeah. So Max Helicar has got. Can you see those?
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Essex Bird Reports.
He's got a collection of Essex bird reports from, I think it's from 1955 right the way through to 2011, a complete set. And he's also got issues of Birding World from 1992 to 2005, apart from issue the year 2002, I think. So Birding Worlds and Essex Bird Reports, lots of those. Got some of the old ones, some of the new ones, of course. So if anyone's missing any bird reports from their collection or wants to buy the whole lot or whatever, I'm not sure what he's looking for them. If anything, I don't know, to be fair, but send us an email if you're interested in any of those, info.ebws@gmail.com, and we will forward your details and you can get in touch. So thanks, Max, for sending those in. Hopefully someone can complete their bird report collection or Birding World collection.
Yep, well worth
Yes.
doing. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, where have you been, Steve? What have you seen?
What have I been up to? Well,
Where-
probably since
Steve,
the
what have
last
you been
show. What have I been? All right, mate.
Yeah, all right, mate.
All right, all right.
Yeah, we were,
I don't know why we're doing that at all.
I don't
That's
know,
terrible.
idea.
I think we just need some sleep, to be honest.
Probably, yeah. More
Um,
coffee.
So yeah, I was lucky enough back in March to spend a couple of weeks in Costa Rica.
Ooh.
It's my third tour there. Yeah, fabulous as ever. And you know what? It was nice and warm. You know,
I want to know when you're going back because you very kindly bought me a bottle of spicy Costa Rican chili sauce from Costa Rica, and it's all gone already. So
unfortunately, you might have to wait until 2026 when I'm going back. So, but I'm sure you might be able to find it on mail order.
I've
You
tried.
can't?
Seriously,
Oh, you
it was
tried?
so nice. I'm Googling and trying to find it. I can't find it anywhere. It's a
Okay,
nightmare.
well, I tell you what, if you pay me to go back, I'll bring you some.
Okay, all right. I'll see what I can do.
No-brainer.
Anyway, sorry, go on. Did you see
So,
any
yeah.
birds while you were out there buying chili
I
sauce?
did. So let me just try and line up a couple of birds. So yeah, so I had a couple of weeks in Costa Rica, leading a tour. Yeah, wonderful place. If you've never been before, I'd recommend it. I'm going to share a few pictures. Hopefully
Oh,
you'll see that.
that looks nice.
So this is one bird that everyone wants to see in Costa Rica, is the resplendent quetzal. And obviously we had half decent views. I've just put in, we saw like 370 species in 2 weeks. So I've just put in like 11 pictures just of some of the birds, just to give you a bit of a flavour. So yeah, resplendent quetzal. This is an agami heron, which is a bird I've always wanted to see. And we had some nice views of that. This is a young bird. The adults are really super markings.
Lovely.
That was nice. What do we got? This is a small little bird. This is emerald tanager. Just the colours. I mean, this is quite a simple bird. It's just black and green, or a little bit of yellow, but absolutely cracker
It's
of a bird.
it's like a luminous green almost. It's
Oh,
incredible.
it is. It's like day glow green. Yeah.
Oh,
And the perches for the birds, you know, they've got lovely little like lichens and mosses and, you know, bromeliads and stuff growing on there. So yeah, really, really nice. So yeah, emerald tanager. Not so. This is a king vulture.
okay.
And we went to a hide where the king vultures were literally like 30 feet in front of the hide.
Wow. I
and I've seen
wouldn't
them-
say that's a face that only a mother could love, but I actually think he's really smart. He's
It's
lovely.
the colours, the colours
Yeah.
are amazing. I mean, I've only ever,
Beautiful.
well, until I've been to Costa Rica, I've only ever seen these in cultures to zoo. But to see like a real wild one and close up was pretty phenomenal. So
Lovely.
yeah, lots of we had nice views of king vulture, about 30 birds I think we had in one place, which was good. This is one of our favorites. This is a white collared manakin.
Oh,
And they do these lovely sort of display flights where they sort of whir their wings make like a cracking noise. They sort of flutter their wings really fast. I should have had to put some video on actually, but I forgot. But yeah, so yeah, white collared manakin.
and again, the colours. The colours are incredible. Yeah.
It's simple, isn't it? Black, white, yellow, red, or orange, you know. And these live in quite sort of dark forest. So I was really sort of pleased to get a decent photograph of one. And then
Mm.
its cousin or relative, the orange-collared manakin, and all the mannequins do these wonderful sort of display things, hopping around and bouncing around, and you might have seen them on David Attenborough.
Yeah,
they often
yeah.
have that. So that's that. Snail kite,
Nice.
which was quite nice. And then
Very nice.
what? This is a Pacific screech owl.
Okay.
So not too dissimilar to our Scops owls that we get in Europe.
He doesn't look very happy that he's having his photo taken, to be fair.
No, he doesn't, does he? Not really. No, he should be roosting, and then there's me standing
Oh,
near the
lovely.
tree. But they're quite used to people, these ones, so which is good.
Yeah.
Scarlet macaw,
Wow.
it's amazing. Again, these are eating these seeds.
See, to me, because I haven't birded in anywhere like Costa Rica, that's the kind of bird that I associate with, pet shops and having people having them in cages or aviaries and so on. And to actually get to see them flying wild must be incredible.
It is. I mean, again, I've only ever seen these in a zoo or a
Mm.
bird park or whatever.
Yeah,
And seeing
yeah.
the great macaws just sort of squawking, and they've got a really sort of slow wing beat as well.
Right.
And all you hear is this. And they
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, scarlet macaw was nice. Lots of hummingbirds, loads of hummingbirds. This is the aptly named fiery-throated hummingbird.
Look at the colours again.
So again, this will look quite dark in some lights, and then when the sun catches the feathers, you get this lovely sort of fiery throat. So very nice. And then this was my most sought after bird. This is another hummingbird called a snowcap.
Oh,
And it's the best. Trying to photograph hummingbirds in flight is a nightmare. I mean,
I can
so
imagine.
we were Andrew Duckett, who does is the EBWS webmaster, came with us, and he's bought himself a nice Olympus mirrorless setup, and he took 9,000 pictures in one day.
Good grief.
Not in a week or
A
2
day.
weeks, in one day.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't seen some of his shots yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing those. But yeah,
Wow.
so yeah, snowcap which was my number one bird, which I really wanted to see.
What
And
sort
then-
of shutter speed do you have to try and get a hummingbird in
You're looking at
flight?
I mean, 2,000ths of a second. It depends.
Yeah.
It depends whether you want to get because they do a bit like a kestrel. They sit in one place, and their wings are obviously going like the clappers. So you can get slightly blurred wings, sharp body, or you go high shutter speed and everything's sharp.
Yeah.
Depends on what you fancy, really. But yeah, just getting a picture full stop's bad enough. And then back from Costa Rica, and then we had the conference the next day. I'm slightly jet lagged, but never mind. And then I've been I've done quite a few trips up in the Brecks this spring, and this is just not a great shot, but just a nice. Hawfinches have been really good at Nymphid Arboretum this spring.
Lovely.
So just a picture of a hawfinch, and then a couple more shots. Again, before the Birdwatching Society trip last Sunday, I did a couple of day trips up to Minsmere, and again, the bitterns were really active.
Look at
This
the
one
colour
was
of the
hunting-
laws on that bit, the bluey laws. It's
Yeah, so
lovely.
this is the male. The males have blue laws.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this was hunting just outside the aptly named Bittenhide. So nice views of that. This was on Wednesday this week. I did another day trip. Been busy working. Another day trip down to Dungeness in Kent. Nice little gull. It's the first one of the year for me.
Yep.
Which was good. And then hot off the press. This is yesterday.
Oh.
You asked about nightingales. Well, yes, I have seen a nightingale, and pretty good views. This was at Fingering Wick yesterday, and
Fantastic.
yeah, they were very active yesterday. The nightingales. The weather was chilly but stillish. So yeah, so if you want to see nightingales the next couple of weeks, before too many leaves get on the trees. I mean, they're pretty much leafing up now, but yeah. So nightingale.
Lovely.
And
Well done.
That's me. That's me done.
I've not seen Nightingale yet this year, but I've heard a few. I heard one at Ardley actually yesterday, which was nice.
Good bird
Just
for
around the
them.
corner. Yeah. Right. So I'm not quite as colourful or exotic as your pictures, but
Doesn't have to be.
this was actually I've just done what I've seen or highlights since the last show we did. So this was actually a couple of days after the last show. There was a snow bunting on the beach at East Mersey.
Nice.
So I've been playing around with a new lens. So I managed to get sort of quite low and get a nice shallow depth of field on that. And
Yeah, lovely. I like that.
nice smart bird. They're
Yeah,
pretty birds, aren't they, snow bunting?
Beauty.
And I had quite a close encounter actually with a short-eared owl in the evening in sort of to the west of Colchester, believe it or not, just on the outskirts of Colchester. So yeah, really nice to see that. There was actually a couple of them there. And this one flew.
Was that where John did his video, I wonder?
I think so. Yeah, it could well have been. Looks like it. And this one flew past nice and close, so I managed to get a slightly grainy because it was getting a bit dark, but nice picture.
Nice like that.
And then to keep on playing with the lens, went up to Suffolk, went up to good old Lackford Lakes, and hung out by the stump there, and managed to get a couple of pictures of nuthatch. This one was obviously very close and quite inquisitive. And then got the obligatory posing from a tree trunk post as well, which you always want to try and get with a nuthatch.
Nice background there as well. Lovely background.
They're fun when they do that, aren't they? They always look quite good. Yeah. And then I went to Alresford. I was a bit bored towards the end of March, and it was late afternoon, and it was another one of those constant days that we've had where it's just drizzle and grey and cold. I thought I want to go out and go somewhere, so just drove down. I set off, didn't know where I was going to go, and then headed out, and I found myself heading down to Alresford Creek, and I parked up at the end, got out of the car, and it was blowing a hoolie, and it started to rain, and I looked around for a bit, and I thought, you know what am I doing? I've seen a couple of mallards and a couple of other bits and pieces. Not that there's anything wrong with mallards, but just about to get back in the car, and I kind of heard chewing. I can't do it, obviously, but I haven't heard them that much, but I thought that sounds like a spotted redshank. So I went for a little bit of a wonder, stuck my head over, and lo and behold, spotted redshank. So
nice.
quite pleased to find that on call, which was nice. And then just on the Stour, really, just been again playing with this new lens. To picture of some dunlin, group of 3 dunlin, which are quite cute.
I think you're doing all right with that lens, may I say?
Yeah, it's all right. It's not bad. Blacktail godwit, nice close views of the blackwit.
That's beauty, lens.
And then back to Abberton. There's quite a confiding kestrel there at the moment, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't seem at all bothered by people. And then this was interesting. So there was a tufted duck, and I wanted to get a picture just showing the fact that tufted ducks are not just black and white. When you get the sunlight on them, you get that iridescence in their feathers that comes out as greens and purples and all sorts of colours. So managed to get a picture, but then look at that.
Oh, it's nictitating membrane.
Nictitating membrane. Excellent.
There you go.
So another nictitating membrane picture to enjoy, and that one's gone right the way across the pupil of the eye. So
that looks a bit like spooky, isn't it? A bit evil.
I know.
Evil tufted duck.
Exactly. Yeah, I really quite like that. And then had a day up in the Brecks with yourself and John Ward.
Yep.
And we managed to get some views of Hawth. John picked this out, actually, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
At Linford. I think I was watching a blue tit at the time, and John went, "Oh, there's a hawfinch." So that was nice to see.
I was watching the chaffinch.
Yeah. So good old John, thank you. And then we also had some amazing views of otter up in the Brecks as well, didn't we?
We did. It was
really close views.
I mean, certainly the highlight of the day for us, wasn't it? It was we watched 2 of these otters for like an hour and a quarter or something daft.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
Phenomenal.
And they completely. I mean, at one point they sort of came up out of the water and just sniffed.
Yeah.
And then they just carried on, and we kept a respectful distance. But seriously, we were just so close to them. It's unbelievable. Yeah, incredible views.
Nice.
And then very finally, Ardley Reservoir. I've had my first yellow wagtail for a couple of years, which I was really pleased with.
Lovely. That's nice male. Beautiful.
Nice male. Yeah, nice male with his yellow throat. And just to prove that at the end of a Great Christy Greaves courtship dance, they do in fact sometimes have a little kiss. There you go.
They could be Siamese grebes.
No, I think they're kissing. I like that. If they're Siamese grebes, I'll have to go down and separate them, and that won't be very nice. So let's stick with the kiss.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
There you go.
Nice.
Right. Anyway.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Good.
Nice shot.
Right. Pictures. Okay. And we've also got anything on the feedback at all while I line up the next.
Just a couple of Frankie, a couple of things from Frankie. So He's hoping to photograph nightingales at Fisher's Green on Sunday. So good luck, Frankie, with that. And he's asking about are there lifts available, because Frankie doesn't drive and he could get to Colchester station. I think if you email Ollie, Frankie, and say that, you know, ask if there's any possibility, because once Ollie collates everyone that's come in, there may be people from around Colchester that might be able to give you a lift. So yeah, I would recommend just contacting Ollie, to be honest.
Brilliant. Good,
Um,
good.
Or if you can get to Marks Tay station, is perhaps a bit nearer to Abberton before Colchester, that might be a bit easier as well for someone to maybe give you a lift.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So send your details to Ollie. I know you have already. Maybe send him another email saying you want to be picked up, and we'll see if we can arrange something. That's great. So we're going to share some pictures and stuff from people that are sent in. So thanks to everyone that sends us in pictures, and then we've just got the sightings to go through, and then we're going to wrap it up, I think. So yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yep.
right. We'll go through some pictures. So haven't looked at these yet, but these are ones that Frankie sent in just before we started. So first up, oh, I'm not sure. Is that Raven?
You're going to go Raven?
It looks a bit long-winged, doesn't it? It looks like a raven.
Yeah, big bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long, big bill, long wing, long feathers on the wings. I reckon that's a raven, you know. Good. We've got some meadow pipits.
Yep, nice.
Yep, good. We've got curlew and avocet.
Yep, maybe a red shank
To
in the
help me
middle
here,
there.
because my camera's in the way of my screen a lot of the time.
Yeah, no, I'm looking to one side. Yeah, red shank in the middle. Nice kingfisher.
Oh, was there? Sorry, I didn't see that. Kingfisher.
Yep, lovely.
Pretty good. We've got little grebe, is that?
No, it might be a Slavonian grebe. It's like it's molting.
Oh, could be.
It's beyond my camera as well. Yeah, it looks like a molting Slavonian grebe, I'd say.
Oh, right. Okay, lovely. Brilliant. Good. Oh, I can see these ones. They're either side. Golden eye, male and female golden eye. Very nice. Yeah. I need to get a camera above the screen, really. And then we've got a tufted duck without his nick to take. Oh, no, that's not. It's a scorp.
A scorp, sorry. I was going to say, yeah.
It's a scorp. The grey back is behind my camera. It's a scorp. Okay. Yeah, great.
Excuses, mate. Excuses.
And that's a smew and a golden eye, I think.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep, nice. Very nice. I don't know where these were taken. I don't think he put that on his email. I'll check in a second. And a kestrel.
Yeah, lovely, nice male.
Oh, black cap. Lovely male black cap. They've started singing, haven't they? There's loads of them singing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. And then this is from Graham Mee. So Graham Mee in his garden. I think, does he live Southend way somewhere?
Yep. Southend. Yep.
Yep. So that's
nice.
Rather a smart siskin there. Yeah, very nice.
With a crest there, with like cresty. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. Nice male. And jackdaw on the fat balls. I've not seen that before.
Wow, just goes to show, doesn't it? They'll try anything, won't they?
Yeah. A lovely pale eye. They're gorgeous birds, I think.
I like jackdaws, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That's a nice shot.
This was almost one for you, Steve. I'm not sure if I can pick one out though. This is a line.
Oh man.
I know. I like this line of black-headed gulls. And I was trying to find you a med gull in there, but I don't think there is one. I can't see one.
Oh, if my camera wasn't right in front of me, I'd have my eyes right up to that.
Yeah, no, I don't think there is. I think they're all black-headed gulls.
Oh, that's an amazing shot, that is.
That's a great picture.
That one bird just coming in.
Yeah, love that. Really good.
Oh,
so
thank you, that's cracking. Well done, Graham.
That was Priory Park, Southend. So I like that. Then we've got Ian Dale, Littlebury, near Saffron Walden. Cracking picture of a red kite.
Stunner.
And the underside of the red kite as well. Maybe the same one, not sure. And also from Ian Dale, Littlebury again. What's this?
Grey wagtail.
Young grey wag, isn't it? Looks like a young one.
That's early in the year.
Wow.
My word, that is.
Yeah, that is early.
Super early, that is.
Yes, you've got the black wings, obviously grey on the back, and then you just got the telltale yellow rump there, or yellow vent, sorry. Yeah. Okay, lovely. Wow. I thought it was young grey wag, but when I saw it, I thought it can't be, not this early.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, there you go. Should have done that picture first. Wow.
That might have helped, yeah. Nice.
Good grief. Yeah, brilliant. What a nice set of pictures that is.
Like that.
Gorgeous. Thanks very much, Ian. Lovely. And then Jan. So you remember at Minsmere we got the really distant views of the stone curlew?
Yep.
So Jan went for a walk. I think he went and found a local pub to get some well-earned sustenance. and he obviously managed to get a slightly closer view of stone curlew.
Oh, wow, that's a lovely shot, that is.
That's a great picture. I love that. That's really good. And same, I presume, same bird again, just the front on view.
Yeah. Oh,
Cracking bird.
nice.
Yeah, lovely. Also from Jan, the wheat ear, one of the wheat ears at Minsmere. Really nice. And this is Mo and Dave. So they have said, oh, hang on a minute. Sorry, Frankie did say his pictures were taken in Raynham Marshes, King George V Reservoir, and Fisher's Green. So the sort of Lee Valley area.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. This is from Mo. And Mo and Dave said not birds, but they counted 60 green-winged orchids with more to come on their wildflower meadow.
That's amazing.
60 green-winged orchids. That's superb. That really is superb. And Ian Dale, sorry, I've forgotten I printed these. The grey wagtail fledgling was seen yesterday. So that's literally yesterday. He said this today. So good to know spring is here. That is early, isn't it?
Still seems early, but then things are early this year. So.
And he saw his first swallow in the village on the 21st of March, which is again pretty early. And his second was yesterday. So yeah, that's good.
And if you want to see, just back, if you're going to Fingering Hoe this weekend to see nightingales, maybe there's an on the walk to Margaret Hyde near the meadow at the top of the hill. There's a nice show of green-winged orchids there.
Oh, nice. Okay. Lovely. And this is from Nick Lay in the East Tilbury area. They've got a nice male shoveler.
That's lovely.
Smart. And female Gadwall. Gadwall. Yeah, female Gadwall by the looks of it, with the orange down the side of the bill there, nice even orange sides. And another one behind me. Oh, it's a wheat ear, isn't it?
Yeah, chicken is.
Yep. Nice wheat ear.
Mirror.
And a common white throat, I think.
White throat, yeah.
Common white throat. I really should look at these beforehand, so it looks like I know what I'm talking about.
Know about it.
And another wheat ear. Looks like a female-y wheat ear there. Nice. And this is also from Nick Lay. This looks like another common white throat, I think. Yeah, very nice.
Got a slight juvenile feel to that.
You think?
That's weird. I mean, it's not obviously, but yeah, no, it's just a white throat. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, cool. Pete Dwyer. So Pete Dwyer, a sighting of a male redstart in bushes on the dunes in Dunes are Alvor in Portugal.
Oh, okay. Nice.
A Portuguese common redstart.
Well,
And
go
on.
I was going to say, hopefully that'll be migrating up through Essex very soon.
That'd be nice. And you can also confirm common swifts have been feeding around the apartment for over a week now, along with a few alpines, as well as red-rumped swallows. So plenty of activity in Portugal. Thanks, Pete. And then we've got Richard Chew sent some pictures in. Benfleet Downs, adder, lovely. Colours on the adders are gorgeous, aren't they? Yeah. Canvey Wick, nice nightingale. Very nice. Also, Canvey Wick, is that Chetty's, I think? Chetty's warbler?
Yeah, Chetty's, yeah.
Gorgeous.
They've been showing really well everywhere at the moment.
Then at Langdon, we've got, what's that? Is that Chiffy?
I'd say Chiff Chaff, yep.
Yeah, black legs and short primaries, Chiffy Chiff. And then we've got a great spotted woodpecker on a weird thing. What's that?
On a church. It'd be on a church spire, mate, that is.
Oh, okay.
Those wooden things have got a name and I can't think what they're called. I want to call them pilings. They're not called pilings at all.
I'm not sure. Anyone know what the wooden things on a church spire are called? Please let us know.
Our local church, Copper Church, they had to have a new wooden, whatever they're called, pilings. They're not called pilings at all.
Okay.
Because the woodpecker
pecked them.
All.
Yeah. Okay. And we've got a male black cap from Richard. These are all from Richard from the Langdon area. Oh, lovely peacock butterfly. Look at that. Beautiful colours.
Yeah.
Then at Noak Bridge, another male black cap from Richard.
Wow.
A common lizard. Lovely. Very smart. And a marsh frog.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, yes. Very nice. Like them.
Shingles. That's what they're called, not pilings.
Shingles. Has someone put it in the chat?
Yeah, I was close, wasn't I? It's a good job we've got Maurice Knott and Ron Furman. We've got educated people watching this show tonight.
Thank goodness for that. Richard again in Raynham, nice sedge warbler. And a male reed bunting.
Yeah.
That's the lot, I think. And Richard did send a message in as well. And he said, I won't read it all out because we are running a bit short on time. But he said he was going to be on the way on the train on the way home. And he said, you and Steve may sound rather garbled, but probably still make sense. Make of that what you will. I really don't think we ever make sense, do we?
No, we don't.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Good.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks to
Hope
everyone
it's
that
not
sent thanks to everyone that sent pictures in this month. Very much appreciated. That is.
Yep.
Oh,
Right. We're gonna
John
have a quick quiz. Sorry, go on.
John Peacock's called them shingles as well. So 3 out of 3 is not bad.
Cool. We're going to whiz through the sightings, I think, very quickly, and then we'll cover
yep.
some messages, and then that's it. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, we're going to cover March as well, but I'm actually not going to read all mine out because I'm just going to pick and choose a couple.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, this is back to March. Red-breasted geese were still in evidence down at Great Wakering. There were 3 on the 11th of March. The first swallow, 13th of March in Writtle. 2 herons were heard, not two herons, 2 night herons were heard over Chelmer Park mid-month. And then we had a bit of a flurry of migrants. So there was Gargany, San Martins, willow warbler, and tree pipit, all in the sort of south of the county between the 14th and the 29th.
Mm-hmm.
And then April's been pretty good so far. The first nightingale back at Canby Wick, which we saw earlier, on the 1st of April, which is still incredibly early. Waxwings still around in Chigwell. There were 16 on the 3rd of April. First hobby, Benfleet on the 6th of April. And then we had lesser whitethroats, ring ouzel, gargany, and Arctic terns, all sort of 8th to 12th. So the summer migrants are certainly coming in. I think they're certainly a couple of weeks ahead of schedule.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere 10 days or something, they reckon.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And then there was a hooper swan at Vange on the 16th.
Nice.
So pretty short and sweet for me from the south. But I'm just saying, I think there's still a lot of migrants still to come.
Yep, no, definitely. I'm going to rattle through again from early March. So Abberton, we've had up to 5 lesser scaup still knocking around. There was up to 3 smew the early part of March. Redneck grebes off Frinton, black-throated diver at Abberton through most of March. Little gulls turning up there as well. I think there were 7 little gulls at the end of March. There's been black-necked grebes at Abberton. Also, just sticking with Abberton for the time being, white stork at the beginning of April. Couple of Arctic terns in April. Spoonbill turning up as well. So I think there's been a couple of spoonbill there now, 2 or 3, haven't there? On and off. And Gargany on the 17th of April too. Then other things very quickly. There was a green-winged teal, a Wivenhoe on the 9th of March. That was a good bird. A few spotted redshanks around Old Hall Marshes. Had a couple. The Naze has had woodlark. Also had spotted redshank as well. These are all in March. Moving into April for the Naze, a couple of red-starts, ring ouzel, osprey, tree pipit, water pipits, green-winged teal again at the Naze. So whether that's the same bird, who knows? Blue-headed wagtail, subspecies of the yellow wagtail, of course. Hawfinch at the Naze, that's a good bird for Essex. And lesser scaup at the Naze as well. So these lesser scaup, there's been a lot of them in the country, haven't there, I think? There's quite a few moving around. Also at the Naze yesterday, a couple of Temmink stints, a little gull and a ring ouzel there as well. And then other highlights from the last couple of months very quickly. Holland Haven snow bunting, East Mersey spoonbill on the 22nd of March. And what else? Black redstart at Holland Haven, Gargany at Colne Point on the 6th of April, Hobby in Colchester on the 13th of April, so a week after yours, obviously a little bit later, a bit further north in the county. And that's kind of it, really. Paul Brayshaw, just to finish with a sentence in one of his summaries from the last couple of months, just very quickly, picking out a few bits here. Lots of red-throated divers moving through, over 1,400. Redneck grebe, common dolphins, group of 6 dolphins, little school of dolphins on the 4th of March. Great Northern divers, shags. There's been good numbers of brent, obviously on their way back home now for the summer. Over 1,300 on the 12th. Couple of velvet scoters on the 14th of March. Also black redstart locally. Lots of movement of finches and starlings and things. He's had osprey, he's had woodlark, firecrest. His first wheatear was on the 18th of March. Lots of cormorant movement on the 21st of March. He's had 3 gargany on the 30th, 16 little gull on the 31st. And then into April, he's had wimbrel, yellow wagtail, willow warbler, hobby, 90 medgulls on the 8th. That'd have been a good day for you. Hey. His first common term was on the 9th of April. Oh, go on the 10th, Steve. 104 medgulls on the 10th. That's even better.
Gets better and better.
And a ringneck parakeet to boot. And then finally, what have we got? A monthly peak so far of 114 linnet, 49 swallow on the 13th, and 2 black-throated divers today to bring it right up to date.
Cool.
Thanks very much, Paul. He said March has felt very underwhelming with no significant movements of diurnal migrants, certainly compared to previous years. And watching generally being hard work with generally low numbers of divers, gannets, fulmar, etc. However, as the following demonstrates what I've just read out, the rewards were there, but typically you had to put in at least 2 hours every day of continuous watching. So well done. I don't know how you do 2 hours on a scope non-stop every day, but yeah, because it makes your eyes go funny after a while.
Does,
But
mate, you come up,
yeah.
you come up off your scope, and you're like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
well, I am anyway. So
You're like that before you go on the scope, though, to be fair.
exactly, yeah.
Right, any feedback quickly?
No,
Cool.
no,
Right.
nothing.
Okay, that's done.
Is anyone watching? Perhaps
It's
they've
a
all
wrap.
gone
I think
to
they
bed.
were going to sleep.
Well, we might just be. We're just about 2 hours, so that's
Yeah, that's it. We're done. That's
good
good.
for us.
Right. So field trip waiting list. Don't forget, if you do want to come on the field trip next month, if there are cancellations, send your details through to Jerry. The information's on the website, and he'll put you on the waiting list. So you might get lucky. That's to Old Lodge on the 5th. Did we say?
Yep.
Sunday the 5th. We've got the Bird Aware Essex Coast pop up on the 3rd.
3rd of May.
Yes.
Again, check our website and social media for more details of that.
Definitely. And we're coming back, aren't we, next month?
Well, we've got the Young Birders event as well on the 6th.
Yes. Oh, blimey.
Don't
Yes.
forget that.
Yes.
And yes, you lucky people, we'll be yeah, or maybe not so lucky people. We're back. We're going to be back at the end of May.
Actually, you know, when we asked what people want us to do, it'd be funny if someone would put "Don't come back." That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Luckily, no one said that. But
they're going to start now. Let's go quickly.
No, Chris and Graham have both said thanks for an entertaining evening. Susan Pembroke, thanks guys, good evening. Paul Everett, great session. He obviously wasn't watching what we were watching, but yeah, John Peacock says thanks. Tim Davis, thanks. Brian, everyone's coming in now. They are awake.
Hey, excellent.
Still awake. Brian Priestley, great show. So thanks to everyone that's watched.
Thank you.
Again, we do really appreciate it. We've got a couple more subscribers to the channel tonight. Lots of thumbs up. Frankie says thanks. Neil Sumner, yeah, excellent. So thank you to everyone. You can all go to bed now.
That's it, I think. Yeah, thank you very much indeed. We'll see you at the end of next month. Don't forget to bring to send your photo competition entries in. So the quarterfinals, because we're not on until the 30th, it's going to all start a little later than normal, but the cutoff date is still the 11th of May. So send them all in, and then we'll get the quarterfinals up and running, and we'll reveal the winner live in next month's show. Live. Yes, excellent. Right. Should we go?
Should we go? Yep. Good night, Mo, as well. Good night, everybody. And thanks to the Bird Aware Essex team once again for coming on as our special guest tonight. Really good.
They were amazing.
And follow them on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And
come along on the 3rd of May. It'll be good to see you all there. You can meet them in person, and any questions you didn't get to ask tonight, you can ask them in person and quiz them to your heart's content, and then we'll find some birds as well. So yes.
I was just thinking, we don't want that many people because there'll be less cake to go around.
Yes, don't come. Stay at home. But Sandra can come.
Sandra can come, yeah.
Sandra can come, yeah.
And Lauren Hooper said, thanks, great guys, great watchers ever. No, thanks.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks to everyone.
Yeah, brilliant.
And, good spring birding, everybody. Hope the weather's improved by the 30th of May.
Yeah.
If not, I'll be emigrating somewhere warmer.
Excellent. Okay. All right. Merry Christmas. Goodbye. See you later. Bye.
See everyone. Bye.